What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back with another video for you guys today. Now today is February the 5th, and that means it's a very important day, and that is because today is my parents' wedding anniversary. So first of all, I want to say happy anniversary to you guys. If you guys are watching, hopefully you guys have the best day and have many more years of a great marriage. But of course, if you're wondering, that's not the reason I'm making this video. The reason I'm making this video is because 3 years ago today, on February the 5th, I began my investing journey. So in this video, I'm going to run through a lot of the things that have happened, during that period of time, what I've learned, what I could do better, what I've done really well, what I thought when I began the journey compared to what I experience now. You're going to see how much I started with, how much I thought I could make, where I thought I'd get to, all of that. We're going to cover that. And hopefully those of you who are new traders, those of you who are new investors, those of you who've been in the market a while, can all learn something from today's video. But before we dive into that, make sure to drop that thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, like, and also comment on these videos. And hopefully start propelling things to go onwards and upwards for the rest of the year. But anyway, 3 years ago today, I made my first investment in the stock market. So how much did I start with? Now I'm actually going to put it up on the screen here. And so this is my very first day in the market, February 5th. So what you guys are seeing is the very first day I invested, yes, no joke, I got a 52.45% return. So for those of you who don't know what that means, let's say I started with 100K. By the end of my first day, I would have had 152K in my account. That's what it means. So as you can see, my very first day, I had crazy returns. I started with $75, got $39.34 back on my first day. And at this point, you guys could probably imagine what I was thinking. And funny enough, during this time, I'd actually just started a new job a couple days prior. So I'm there thinking, you know what? I'm gonna make some crazy money in this market this year. I'm not gonna put a lot in. And I'll tell you honestly what I was thinking, guys. I said, by December, I'll have 50K in the portfolio. That was really what I thought, because I was like, if I can invest like this every day, I don't see why I can't get to 50K by the end of the year. Now, we all know what happens. It was maybe beginner's luck, maybe, me being smart with my decisions, whatever it was. That was no way going to continue without me putting more money into the market. Now, it's even crazier that within around, I think even 45 minutes or an hour, if I remember correctly, I was up another 24%. So during my very first trading day, I was up a crazy amount, and after hours, I was up a crazy amount as well. Now, let me just quickly break down what happened and why all this happened and why I thought I was gonna make crazy money throughout the rest of the year. So actually this day, some of you guys might remember, there was a heavy market crash, a really bad market crash. And what I had done on Sunday night was done my research on what stocks could be hot this week, etc., etc. And I found two stocks, one TVIX, TVIX, and the other one UVXY. Now, I'm sure some of you guys can already guess, both of those are two ETFs, and they're both inverse leveraged ETFs. So they do the opposite of what the market does. So when the market drops heavy, they obviously rise a lot. When the market's up a lot, they're down a lot. And yeah, I had invested in those two. So Monday, when the market opened, I put my money to that, my $75, I split it evenly between the two. And Monday it went crazy. Tuesday, I just held on to them and they continued to rise. Now, eventually I did end up taking profits, but I thought, yeah, this is going to be easy. 50K by December, I'm going to be financially free, I'm going to do whatever I want, it's going to be amazing. Of course, fast forward 12 months and that was not what happened. But I can definitely say throughout 2018, I did learn a lot. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, yeah, I'm a Robinhood OG, I've been on there 3 years. Things have changed since what I'm used to, and you guys are probably not used to seeing this kind of Robinhood. But it was different back then, and I was definitely happy that I took the chance, I took the step, and eventually almost doubled my money within the first couple of days of investing in the market. And unfortunately, the next couple of years didn't pan out like that. But let me explain something to you guys, because there are some very valuable lessons I've learned over the past 3 years of investing, like extremely valuable lessons to get me to the point where I'm at today. So the first thing I want to say, please guys, one thing I really learned from all the different investments I've made over these years, do your research on your investments. You cannot go wrong when you do your research. In 2018, when I first started investing, after I've had my first couple wins, I started investing in certain penny stocks because of hype. I started to get involved in stuff which was just never going to make me a lot of money like I wanted to. That came down to me not doing enough research. So please do your research before you invest. That is so vital. I cannot stress that enough. No matter what stocks I talk about, no matter what stocks anyone talks about, please do your research. That's all I can say. The next point I want to touch on, start small. Start with small investments and continue to grow them. You see, guys, I started small. I started with probably just $75, and you guys can do the exact same thing. Now, many of you guys might say, but you did so well, your first couple of days. Imagine you had put $5,000, $10,000. You would have come away with double your money. Sure, but I would have never learned the patience I learned. I'd never learned to take the risks I had learned without first investing just 75 bucks. Remember, I was completely brand new to the market. I'd never invested before. No one had ever told me about investing, showed me about investing. I purely did it myself. But that 75 bucks was the beginning of something unbelievable. You know, to the point where today, if we make 75 bucks in 10 minutes of market open, we're disappointed. Let's be honest. Nowadays, I'm getting 1,000 days. You guys know that. Back then, if I'd had a 1,000 day, you know, when I first started, I would have probably dumped a lot of money into it and ended up losing it. I can guarantee that. But that's why I say start with small investments, because 2 reasons. It will teach you how to be patient and how you want to split up your money. And by that, I mean you'll be a lot more cautious. And secondly, you do not need a lot more money than that. To begin with, all you need is something small like that. I know there are a lot of people out there who see my wins, who see other YouTubers winning, who see people going crazy at this period of time. Please do remember, we're in a huge bull market right now. Yes, it is easy to win and you can make a lot of money, but you don't need that much to get started. Remember, I just started with 75 bucks and that was the beginning of an amazing journey. So start with a small investment, slowly add to your position as you continue, and then you're going to start to see the growth and the returns that you would like to see. Now, shuffling your positions. Also, I guess you guys could call this diversification. You guys know I'm invested in renewable energy companies, in social media companies, insurance, electric vehicles, and there are so many different other things that I'm invested in and so many other investments you can make. And some sectors do better than others. But guess what? Some days that your good sectors or your best investments are doing poorly, the other ones that you are not expecting to do that well do bring back solid returns. So what I mean by that is, don't dump all your money into renewable energy or all your money into social media stocks. Think about diversifying. There's tech stocks, there's ETFs, there's mutual funds, there's artificial intelligence, there's cannabis stocks, there's oil, there's travel sector. There's so many different. You guys can go and look at it for yourself. There are so many different sectors and different ones will do better on different days. You know, there are some days when all the cannabis stocks are down. And imagine you had 100% of your portfolio in cannabis stocks. Your whole portfolio is down. There are days when all the stocks in the travel sector are up, all the cruise lines, all the airlines, they're all up. And if you don't diversify, you're going to see your portfolio do this. What's worse is in a time like when we have a pandemic, certain sectors can get hit hard. That means your portfolio will get hit hard. But if you're well diversified, it only helps you. One thing I started to do at the very beginning of my journey is start investing in penny stocks constantly, hoping that, you know, eventually they will stack up and bring me back crazy returns. Or what happened when all the pharmaceutical penny stocks started to suffer? Yep, eventually my portfolio started to suffer. 6 months down the line, I invested in Facebook. A large part of my portfolio was in Facebook. What happened on the days when Facebook did bad? Half my portfolio, more than half my portfolio did bad. And that's why I say it's important to diversify. When you're happy with certain gains, you can take your money out. When certain stocks and certain sectors are doing well, you don't have to panic and try and, you know, get in on them because you're already diversified. You have enough in certain sectors to balance out your portfolio. Another thing I've learned during these amazing last 3 years of investing, patience. You know, I stress this a lot, patience. There are stocks I've bought over the past couple of years where I knew what price point I wanted to invest at. I've done my research and I'm waiting for them to drop to that price. Eventually they have those days where they jump up, you know, 10, 15%. I'm like, oh no, I'll just buy in now. 3 months down the line, guess what? They've dropped heavily and they're back at the price point I originally wanted to invest in. That came down to patience, whether that's today, tomorrow, and 6 months. If you know you have a price point, you've done a lot of research and you know exactly where you want to invest, put in an order. Then your stock will get purchased at that price point without you having to watch. If you don't want to put in an order, that's fine, but be patient and wait until your stock gets to that price point. I've made that mistake so many times. Jumping on a stock because it's hype, because fear of missing out is touching you. Don't let that happen. You know what you want. You know what price point you've gone in there for. You know what you're trying to do. Stick to your plan. There are many stocks out there which will get call out, build up trains, and everyone will jump on them. You know people got crushed in GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, COS, so many different stocks the past couple of weeks. Why? Because of the hype. And there are going to be good price points for GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry. I'm not saying that there won't be, but they have to be at the right price point. If you bought AMC at 20, and now it's at whatever it is at, guess what? You're missing out, you're losing out. If you bought AMC at $4, sold at maybe $14, and you waited for it to drop back down to $6 or $7, and you bought in again a couple days ago, then, my friend, you are winning. Again, it's that patience factor. Keep that patience factor, and trust me, you're going to succeed when it comes to these stock investments. There are so many different stocks in my portfolio. In fact, I really want to go through my portfolio with you guys, but I'm going to do it at the right time. And so many of them have been up, down, up, down. But those ones that are succeeding, that are doing well, I got in when they were, you know, near, not at the bottom, but near the low points and where I wanted to invest in. And now they're up from that. The few stocks that I bought, which are, I'd say, failing. Yes, guess what? I had my price points. They didn't seem to get down to that price point. And they kept going up and up and up. I'm seeing people talk about them. I'm seeing YouTube videos about them. Like, you know what? Let me just invest now. Yeah, they go up for a couple more days. 1 month later, they're down even below the original price point you wanted to invest in. And till today, some of those still haven't recovered. And that's 6, 7, 8 months later. So that tells you enough. Patience is key. The final point I want to touch on, which I've learned from these past 3 years of investing, actually, you know what, it's a few different things all mixed in together. So I think I'll just run through that. First of all, with the events from the past couple of weeks, it's important to know you should have your money in different places and also on different platforms. So maybe have a bit of cryptocurrency, withdrawable cash, buying power, and money in stocks. Maybe it's important to have a Robinhood account, a TD Ameritrade account, a Fidelity account, a Webull account, maybe 2 or 3 from each. It's important to have a strategy so that no matter what happens, if they halt trading, if they do any fake stuff, we'll be okay. That's important. And I learned that more recently than past few years. Also, I will say that there are stocks which are on certain platforms which are not on other platforms. And I know if I invested in certain stocks which are not on Robinhood, I would have made pretty good returns. Unfortunately, I'm still on one platform which is due to change soon. But yeah, that's why it's good to have a few different platforms. Now, to really wrap up this video, I want to say, guys, it is a marathon, not a sprint. The amount of growth I've done in the past 3 years is amazing. I'll tell you guys truthfully, I've more than tripled my portfolio. You guys will be surprised. I'm not gonna tell you guys how much I've put in overall now. When I say I've tripled my portfolio, I'm not purely talking about the $75 here. I'm talking about over the 3 years, the amount I've invested in the portfolio itself has more than tripled. You guys are gonna see it one day and you guys are probably gonna be pretty proud of me. It is a marathon, not a sprint. That very first day when I invested that $75 and I was walking around, I think I was in Giant that day. For those of you who don't know, that's a grocery store in the US. And at that point I thought, yes, 2018, let's go. We're gonna make a lot of money this year. We're gonna do all this and that in the stock market. That's not what happened, but it's okay. Now I'm looking back 3 years later and I'm like, yeah, I should have slowed down, taken my time, built up positions, invested properly, added to positions, continued growing my account, and just stayed along the journey. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not saying, yeah, I want to make 500k this year. I am doing a 0 to 100k challenge, but I'm still taking my time, understanding that if I come back to this in another 3 years, I'll be far better off. I know that already right now. If I come back to this in 5 years, 10 years, who knows where I'll be. The portfolio might be at 1 million. I'd love it if that happens. It all takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little stories today. I hope you guys understand a bit more about investing now. Again, 3 whole years in the stock market today, and I feel really good about it. I've learned a lot. I've shared a lot with other people. I've helped others make money, and I've made a lot of money myself. So it's been a good journey. It's been an interesting journey, and it's only going to continue from here. As always, guys, you guys know I appreciate the support. So thank you guys so much for that. Also, that first link in the description is a free Discord. Come talk stocks with us. It's going to be great. I've also got some big news coming for you guys, Valentine's Day, so please look out for that one. We're ready to rock and roll. Thanks a lot for watching today's video. That's it from me. I got money to making, you got money to making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.